record on this computer. Hey, everybody, we're back. Welcome to episode 9. I'm your DM, Amy, as always, and I'm here with my friends, Lucas
Hello.
and Alex
Hey,
and DK
Hello.
and Michael
hello.
and Victoria,
Hi.
and joining us once again is Leah.
Hello.
All right. Thank you guys for being here with me. I'm really excited. Let's get started.
Woohoo.
Last time we were all here together, you all had made a deal with the Greyhawk mummers to stop interfering with Aligarthus's attempts to light these beacons to find his way home. They agreed to your terms, as long as you would entertain them with a play. They actually suggested. You all walked away from the scene, bringing Aligarthus with you back to the cave, where you planned your play. You spent some time teaching Juniper how to act. You identified some items, and you had a very good night's rest. Indeed, early the next morning, you all set out back towards the inland lake surrounded by these columns of rock, where you performed your play for the Greyhawk mummers, with Echo being on lookout, making their way across the lake with Aligarthus, Amric playing Iswald in his suffering and torments, Fen as Greytooth, the goblin overlord, I believe that's right, Indai as the evil Sivarax, Amador playing Livum, very wonderfully, I might add. Dash as the narrator, offering special effects throughout the show. And of course, Juniper playing Ilmater, the greatest performance that the Feywild has ever seen. You all did put on a surprisingly good performance, where the Greyhawk mummers were actually quite impressed with you and agreed to your terms to leave Aligarthus to his task, trying to escape back home from Yon. Where we left off, you all had just lit 3 of the beacons. And that is where we will pick up, my friends. What would you like to do?
Mm-hmm.
How many beacons are not lit?
5.
Okay. Hmm.
The birds are receding off into the distance away from these columns of rock, where a few of you stand clustered on one. Echo, you stand solitary on another, looking across the way to Prince Aligarthus, who has lit his own beacon.
So, Ree, if I remember correctly, Aligarthus said that he would give us the rest of the map after we succeeded in helping him in his situation, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Then I want to make sure that we get that before he actually leaves.
Sure. Yeah. All right. I think we should. Do we want to help him light the beacons, or do you
Yeah,
think
I
he'd
mean,
like to complete
I
that
don't see why.
himself?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Maybe we can get 7 of them lit, and then we can all gather at the 8th one and have him finish his side of the bargain, and then we can get that last one lit for him. See him home.
Sure. I think that's
I I am curious if this can be reused or not. Because if this gets him home and he's from our plane, I'm wondering if this, after we get y'all's items, if this could be a reusable way back to our plane or not. I don't know that much about planar magic, but uh, I don't know. Have you seen anything or read anything like this?
Have I? um, can I do like a history check or a arcana check or something like that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
I'm sorry, I was looking at something. Can you repeat your intention to me?
Can I do a like a history check or an arcana check to see or like discern if mm, we would also be able to get back to our plane through the beacons?
Sure, yeah, make an arcana check.
Cool. Okay, that's good thing I'm good at it. 11.
11.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to tell. I mean, you've seen transportation magic, you've seen portals, and you've seen it operate for many different people, but one of this size is definitely not something that you've encountered before.
Well, I am not particularly skilled in transportation or planar magic. That's way above my level, but it's possible. I remember Aligarth is saying that the beacons lit the way home. So if they do just provide a guide, it stands to reason that they could guide us too.
Hmm, okay,
We can always try it.
absolutely.
But first, we need to get them lit, yeah?
Yes, I think that's Dash, I think your plan is a great one. I will let Nico and Alagarthus. And is anyone else over there with them? I forget.
No, just the two of
I
them.
will
Oh no,
Gleam.
Gleam is over there as well. She's also lit one, so you have 4 beacons remaining. My apologies.
I will let them all know, though I'm not sure how Gleam will do with me speaking in her head. Um, and I was able to message them last time, so I think they're within range. I'll message Echo and Alagarthus and Gleam individually and just like let them know that exact plan of like we will light the extra beacons and then we can meet at the 8th one and I'll choose one of them that's an 8th one so that we can all meet up.
You convey your message to Echo, and then to Alagarthus, and you reach out to Gleam, and I would like for you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, cool. Fun. Where's my spell save? Oh, thank God. 8.
An 8?
An 8. I rolled a 2. I have a plus 6.
Doug. Oh gosh, sorry.
It's okay.
All right.
If it's a charm or being put to sleep, it doesn't affect me. Or not doesn't affect me, I have advantage. Okay.
Unfortunately not, I'm sorry. You reach out and it's like your voice kind of hits a feedback and there's like a screeching inside of your mind and you take 6 points of psychic damage.
Okay. Wow. Cool.
Ouch.
Ouch indeed.
Ouch, indeed.
I think, oh goodness. I think, yeah, I feel like it feels like the like sensation of like ringing in your ears. So we will just like blink her, send the messages and like blink her eyes and like ring out here and be like, oh, that was, oh, very unpleasant. I'll have to talk to her about that.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I just tried to message Gleam and it's like I got hit with static, and it hurt me.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not a big into divination and reading people's minds and things like that, but I've never experienced something like that, and it doesn't seem good, especially given that she's had a close encounter with oh God, what's her name?
Endolin?
Endolin, yes. With I've had close encounters with Endolin.
Goodness.
I'll keep an eye on it when next we get around her. Perhaps when Endolin is defeated, it won't be that much of an issue. Perhaps she's been cursed or afflicted in some way.
It's entirely possible. I feel like most everything is cursed around here.
Yes, pretty much, especially if they've been here a long time, which I would love to not be.
Meanwhile, I'm trudging down the many flights, many steps, and making my way towards the rendezvous
Excellent.
locale.
As am I.
Yeah, I think start walking.
Okay. Are we going to light various ones, or are we all going to the main spot where we all said to meet first?
I think that if I pass one, then I'm gonna take the opportunity to light it on the way.
Oh, you will pass them, but you have to go up and up and up and up and up and up.
Okay.
But you absolutely can.
Should we divide
Um,
and conquer?
Yeah,
Yeah, the closest one that I see
Let's
that's
get
not
these
lit,
bitches
I'll head
lit.
for that one.
All right, you all
and
make your
I'll be
way.
like, I think Dash will be like, "Hey Finn, who do you think you can get to the top fastest?"
And Fen immediately takes off to the nearest stairwell and begins sprinting as fast as possible up the stairs.
Awesome.
Yeah, and Dash will do the same up the one next to it.
I love it. Let's make dexterity checks. Also, what's your speed?
40 feet.
Yeah, mine's 45.
Oh shit.
Ooh, I did good. 18.
Just a straight up dex check.
Dex check.
Gotcha. 12.
I'm
Oh
gonna kick
man.
your ass.
As soon as you say it, it's like his instincts just kick in, and he instantly takes off sprinting towards the nearest column, which leaves you a little bit further way to go to reach the next one. And he begins climbing as you make the base of your column. Let's do it again. Let's roll initiative, actually, on this one. Just the two of you. Yes.
Man, I should have planned this better. 23.
23 with a 45 speed.
Yes.
Ooh.
17.
17 with a 40 speed.
Do I get a bonus
Alright.
for rolling initiative? Oh, 20. Natural
20. Oh, Dash still got it. Yes. So he quickly catches up with you, and you all both start to race your way up these columns. Dash, you're up first. You can roll dex check.
Okay, this one's an 18.
18. Gracefully make your way racing up the stairs, 2 and 3 at a time. Finn, dex check.
I've got to use my digital dice. Roll, bitch.
Ooh, digital dice.
Oh.
They're okay for some people, just not me.
Well, Emma hid my set. I don't know where they are.
My kid hid my dice. Oh, 5. Oh, looking back at Dash, you don't watch your footing and you stumble and end up catching yourself on your hands, scrambling back up. Dash, dex check.
10.
10. Not as quick as before. You gave a little laugh at Fen stumbling and it caused you to catch your own toe. Fen, dex.
6.
6. Oh, you guys have just like lost your game trying to one up each other. It's caused you both to trip up. All right, one more time. Dash, dex check.
I definitely think there's some out of character, mirthful laughter out of Dash. But it's unfortunately a 7.
Oh, a 7. You do manage to pick up the speed for just a second, and you're nearing the top of it. Fen, dex check.
20.
Nat 20, dirty 20.
Dirty.
Dirty 20. That's still enough to do it. Oh, Dash, man. It's like you're having such a great time and slightly aggravated to the point where you're just laughing too much to keep up your usual speed. And right when your head peeks over the top of the column, you see Fen standing on top of the one next to you.
And kind of stands with his arms on his hips and grins, bruised and disheveled.
Yeah, Dash just kind of like looks down at his dusty, like cut up hands and just kind of half applauds, half brushes them off,
And then Fen will yell,
and then just
"What I
gives
win?"
like, bragging rights.
All right. And then Fen will go and light his beacon.
Okay. Dash
Yeah,
does
I'll
the
do the
same
same.
in die. I assume, are you going to race up the stairs as well? Or are you just taking your time?
No, I think I'm just a steady pace going up the stairs. Indai's
At a medium pace.
at a medium pace. Indai has outgrown his
Oh.
So he
willingness
broods his
to
way up the
lose
stairs.
to dash so easily.
What's your emo roll?
I get an emo roll? Yes.
No, emo automatically succeeds all the time. It's always a critical success. Nat 20s.
Nat 20
Always.
misery.
Inner emo kid. All right. You're about maybe 2/3 of the way up when you see flames coming from two of the other beacons, and you hear the shouts and laughter coming from the towers next to you. But you do make your way to the top and light your beacon. And looking around all of you, you can see Aligarthus up on top of the last one, and he's waving his torch. It looked like he's been waiting for all of you to get yours lit. And then you see him lower his torch and this flame boofs up. And there is almost like a shock wave that comes from the center of the lake and radiates out. It actually hits all the columns. You can see a few stones falling from beneath you. The surface of the lake ripples, and you all see what appears to be a hall of mirrors.
Oh. Is this
like you would find in a carnival.
Is this a flash, like a
No. It is holding steady.
But what I'm saying, is it right in front of us, like we're somewhere else, or is it like mental?
You can't really tell. You can just see the image in the lake, the surface of the lake.
I am once again going to propose we throw something in it.
I wonder if, and this is a chaotic idea, what if we threw the mirror in it? Does that seem incredibly planar shattering?
Fucking wild.
We could leave it where it is and never speak of it again.
I think it will probably come back to haunt us if we leave it there again. It is in an incredibly magical item as well. But we don't have to throw it in the pool. It's okay. That is probably not the best idea.
I'm going to grab a pebble and toss it into the lake.
Okay. The surface of the lake ripples, but the image before you still holds.
Am I on top? I'm still on top of the column.
Yes,
then?
you guys are all, well, except for Echo. They've made their way to the bottom of the meeting place. The rest of you, I assume, are still up at the top unless you have explicitly stated that you are coming down. Omric, where are you during all this? Are you going to the meeting place as well, friend?
Yes, I am.
Excellent.
Also,
so we'll have.
Yeah. Also, as I have an opportunity, if we've got a moment while we're waiting at the meeting place for everybody else to get there, unless I'm the last to arrive, I will attempt to heal Ree's psychic damage using my lay on hands pool to try to buff her back up.
Oh, thank you so much. It's like a terrible headache. Thank you.
I'll go ahead and walk back down.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys will all
Dash would do the same.
reconvene. Sorry, Dash, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that I would do the same.
Okay. You all make your various ways back to the meeting point that Doree had pointed out to all of you. And Aligarthus comes up to you, and this is the first time you've seen an absolute smile plastered across this guy's face. And he seems to have been kind of reinvigorated. It's like he's been animated again. And he comes barreling up into all of you and just does this giant jump and pile onto every single one of you. And he's like, I can't believe we did it. You guys were incredible. That was amazing. I didn't see it. I couldn't hear it, but it kept them entertained. They seemed to like it and they went away. That's the goal. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I immediately
welcome.
go to Juniper and pick up her hat to get her a treat.
Roll a d6 for me.
You did such a good job, Juniper. I love it. I think that went really well. 5.
A 5. That is a bat comes screeching up out of it and tries to escape before Juniper rears up and clamps down on her.
Ow.
Ow. One big bite. She looks at you happily. Gives a little butt wiggle.
I'll say to Aligarthus, I think it was very good. We'll have to wait until the reviews come in, of course, but I think we did a wonderful job, and I think we're all very happy that we could help you. If you don't mind, we would appreciate the other half of the map.
Oh, yeah, of course. Not a problem at all. And he hands you some papers, and let's take a quick pause while I pull them up.
Ooh.
This hug is very uncomfortable for Echo. Like a pat and back away slowly.
I kind of dodge the whole thing and no, and I'd kind of back off a little bit from the whole thing.
Ooh.
Map.
Motherhorn. Can't I see?
Beautiful map.
Yeah, very cool.
Thanks, I did not make it.
Take credit.
I will put it in our Discord as well, too, while we have a moment and we're doing that. That way you guys can take a look at it and I don't have to.
I'm trying to mute us as much as possible with this one.
You're okay.
You guys are
You're
fine.
absolutely
There's no
fine.
background noise.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Of course, everything is updating today.
Yeah. Is that kind
Zoom
of a
updated. Discord's updating. QuickBooks
Absolutely.
updated. That is annoying. Almost there. 14 of 14. Look at that puppy, though. Her so cute.
I know. I am really appreciating all of the dog screen time.
Yeah.
Well, we have dog in abundance today.
Dog in abundance. Why won't you load?
We also tossed around Echo as a good name for a puppy.
That is
Is
a
it
good
for a puppy?
name for a puppy.
Mhm.
especially one that looks just like this.
It does.
Upload a file.
Good boy.
There you go, friends. It is in our Discord
Yay.
under the Maps channel.
I think all the characters' names would be good for a puppy, actually.
Yeah.
Dash and yeah, absolutely.
I actually really like Fen. That's really cute.
Yeah.
Fen's
Isn't
really
it?
cute.
It's actually the name. It's like a wetland term
Yeah.
for like a
Fen
bog that
bog.
floods and drains. Yeah, my area it's a cedar swamp and there's a lot of fens.
That's cool.
Cool.
Fun fact.
I love that.
All right. So Aligarthus hands this map over to you, Ree, and he goes, this is wonderful. I cannot wait to go home."
Wow.
How is it that you get home exactly?
Well, I'm just gonna jump in the lake and see what happens.
I threw a pebble. It didn't explode, as far as I can tell.
I saw that. Yeah. No explosions. So that's always good.
Well, you never know. We've got about a 50-50 result so far here. So,
50-50.
If you get to the other side and you're safe, throw the pebble back to let us know if it works that way.
I can try. And if you guys, come
I have
back home.
I have something. Wait, are we all together?
Yes.
I'm gonna take out my wee bird. I'm gonna say, "Will this help?" And take out a wee mechanical bird and just rest it feet down on my palm.
And you recognize that bird.
Oh. And I'll take the bird.
I hand the bird as it's chirping and clicking mechanically. Hand it to Hendrik.
If I hold my hand, will it walk onto my hand?
It hops. Boop, 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 boop. It looks exactly like the one you have in a cage in your bag.
Yes. I'll pull out the cage with the bird in my hand and like open the cage and put the bird in.
Well, well, first of all, where'd you get that? Did you get it from the hag's house, eh?
Yeah, we got it at Loom Lurch.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, there was talk of tossing pebbles. Could we use the wee mechanical bird to test this theory? It flies. Maybe we could tie a string, tie the bird, and send it through, and say what happens.
I will comply.
That's the spirit, Echo.
All right.
That's the most enthusiastic I've ever heard you, Echo.
I'll grab my I don't know, 50 feet of hempen rope and tie it to the bird. And
would it be too thick?
It is a bit thick, yeah.
I've some red thread, and
I'll
will reach down around his sash and just pull a fraying thread that's about 6 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet. We just need to test the theory, yeah?
So we're gonna throw the bird into the lake.
So Fen will go, and if you can hold its leg still for me, and I'm gonna tie a wee thread and a little bow. I'll send it through.
Are you holding on to the string?
Yes.
Okay. You go to lift off and it hits kind of the end of its string and it just stays there flying in the air.
You could give the string to Aligarthus as he jumps. He seems pretty willing to just jump in without testing.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to go so you guys can work this out.
Send the bird back.
Oh, no,
Send the bird back,
I'll
not
tug
the rock back.
Bird.
The bird.
We don't.
the
We don't
bird.
need a rock.
I'll pull the string towards me.
Okay. It flies backwards towards you.
Is it, what kind of condition is it in?
Same as you set it off in.
I'm gonna pet its little head.
Clink, clink, clink.
Ree, you're the brains here, eh? What?
Supposedly, yes.
Much nodding
Full smile.
around this circle
Yes.
with a half-hearted shrug towards Omric.
She's dead serious.
Just looking expectantly.
Can I'll oh sure, yeah, I'll take it and I'll like do an Arcana check or just to make sure everything's all right.
Sure. Make an Arcana check.
Please God. Please. Oh yay. 23. 23.
23. You
Mhm.
don't sense it giving off a magic aura, but it is exactly the same as the one Indai has. You can absolutely deduce that this was taken from the same place.
And it seems fine. It went through the portal, right? We brought it back.
No, it
and it's
just
fine?
flew in the air.
Oh.
Oh.
I thought that it had
True.
gone in. Great. Okay, cool. Well, yes. Well, I mean, it's there's nothing particularly magical about it, so I think it should be fine if we send it through, and then I can check back on it once it actually goes back in.
I think
Aligarthus pipes up here and he goes, so I think we have to go in the water, and I'm not
Mhm.
sure how your bird is going to do in the water
all right.
because it's a bird
Doesn't it
and
breathe?
it's metal.
I walk straight over. I grab the bird and the string. I hold the bird and in one hand and the string in the other. Stand at the edge of the lake and throw it into the lake.
Okay, it splashes into the water right at the shoreline where you were standing and then flies
Yeah.
back up.
I'm
How
holding-
far is the portal from us? I guess that's I
So
missed.
I mean, it's really hard to tell that I mean, it's a lake and it's the entire surface of the lake has turned into this massive
Okay.
portal. So the center of the lake is probably about 25 to 30 feet from you.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, looks like someone's gonna get wet if we plan to test this, the safety of this
Mhm.
portal.
Do you want me to just take the bird on the string and then I'll pull the string underwater and we'll see what happens?
Aye.
Try to take it through with me, or do you want me to try to take it through and then send it back? Or do you want me to let it go before I
Yeah. Toss it through, eh? That seems solid. Toss it back through if all is well. If it doesn't come back, we'll know it's not well.
Perfect. Bird.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll give him the
hand the bird.
I'm gonna walk away and just pet Juniper.
Echo, we're doing the plan.
We did the plan. The plan failed. Time to move on.
Okay. And we're square, yeah. And if you ever
Yes.
come back home, come and find me. Make sure to give you a warm welcome.
Aligarthus, what kind of do you have any weapons?
No.
Okay. You have anything cool? You have anything cool we can have?
He kind of looks down at his threadbare clothes. He's got a nice belt. He goes, I guess I could. Do I want my belt?
Okay.
We don't need
It's
the
really
man's
good
belt
leather.
and I.
Taking the man's belt, that's a low blow.
Hey, we set him free.
And he gave us
Fun.
the map that we asked for. The deal is complete.
I don't have a belt.
Keep
I
your
need a
belt,
belt.
man.
All
Keep
right,
your
I'll give
belt.
him the belt back.
He puts it back on and kind of looks at you all awkwardly. Well, this has been weird. And thank you again. And good luck finding your things. And he like wades down into the water and then begins swimming, 5 or 6 feet out. And you see him reach the center of the lake and he like spins around in the water and looks back at you and then just kind of like arcs down into the water and the water ripples and you all like see like almost like a smoke fog lift off of the water and fill the air with these kind of fog clouds around you. And after a few moments, the surface of the lake goes still and everything is quiet.
Can we
Can we
still
still see the
the
mirrors?
You can still see the mirrors.
Does anyone see a bird? There's
No.
a bird.
I am remembering now that if this is the same hall of mirrors that or most of us came through, we needed a password to get through. So it's possible that everything's fine and he just doesn't have a password to get back through. This is perhaps a one-way ticket.
Did
And then there's
the oil
when like a geyser of water shoots up from the center of the lake and you see this little metallic sparrow come flitting over and land on Fenn's shoulder.
Fabulous. I'm gonna grab the bird and hold it out.
The image in the water has now faded as all the fires at the top of these columns has gone out.
He made it.
Cool.
I hope he finds his home. I hope it's still there.
Yeah, and he's not just on the other side of the world from where his home is.
Yes. And that it's still close, that the people he knows are still alive. I hope that he hasn't just been dropped into 300 years past his known life.
Rays of sunshine. Rays of fucking sunshine.
I'm sure he's fine. Right.
You're the one
We've
who's
been
a
here a
fan.
I think Indai
It's true.
will look down at his pants and realize that they're pretty loose, and then just start walking away.
I'll minor illusion a belt. It doesn't do anything for the fit. But I will.
But it looks cool.
But it looks good.
Okay, what is the current mission? Are we going directly to the castle, or do we want to meet the other people who live here? Korreds in the mine. There were also other people. Or shall we immediately go to the castle and pursue our primary mission? Looks between Bree and Amrit.
I would like to go to the castle and get my item back. I think perhaps a reason to visit the miners would be to perhaps enlist them in our cause to help us invade the castle, or we could do it just us.
As we think about our past experiences with the hags, well, we were able to defeat the first by the skin of our teeth. The second required help. And this third will be any easier. So I agree we should seek some allies.
I will comply.
So are Amador and Polynella and Gleam back Are they down here with
Yes,
us
they're
as
all
well?
kind of nearby. Amador is played with Paladella, and Glebe just stands there, her hands in front of her.
Um, Amador, have you had any interaction with the uh, Korreds or the Briganox?
Oh yeah, I used to go watch the Korreds dance on the full moon.
Do you think
I
they
don't
would
know the
be?
Briganox. I know that the Korreds don't like the Briganox.
Do you think they would be? Do they have any kind of ill will towards uh, Indolin, or
Well, probably they were here before she was, and I've heard that she does something to them for use in her theater, but I'm not sure exactly what it is.
To the Korrats?
To the Korreds, yes.
What are Korreds?
Korreds, they're like small, like stone kind of creatures. They've got really long hair and beards. They used to dance, but they haven't danced since Endolin came here.
Where would we find them?
Well, I don't really know. They can kind of travel through the stone, so it's really hard to find them. But I guess you could go down to Lockberry Henge. That's where they used to dance. Maybe you'll find one there.
Okay, let's go there. Is it close by?
Um, no, not really. It'll take us a couple days to get there.
Is it in the same direction as the castle?
Oh, it is in the opposite direction of the castle. It is very far south, but not the far south as the mines.
Hmm.
Heavy sigh from Echo.
But there are pros and cons to both of them. So, like the Korreds, they're very strong and they can move through the stone. That is a big advantage. However, there's a rumor that's been going around that says the mines might have a secret entrance into the castle.
I say we go see the Korreds, or if we can, at least go um, where we might meet them.
I mean, we could potentially do both. You have to pass the henge in order to get to the mines. But I'll
Oh, I
tell you
think
now that the Korreds and the Briganox, they don't like each other. If you'll remember, they fight each other quite a lot.
and the Briganots are in the mines.
That's correct, yes.
That's correct. Oh, good. Oh, all right. Well, secret entrance to the tower does sound ideal and is would help us with our mission. I look at Echo very pointedly.
Nodding, nodding.
And if we can find a way to broker some peace and reduce the suffering caused by the conflict, all the better.
Another heavy sigh from Echo.
I'll just start walking.
Yeah.
South.
All right. You guys have your camping gear with you? We're going to have to camp. At least one night, maybe two.
I've got what we need. I just keep walking.
All right then.
Presumably the rest of us all have our gear with us as well.
Yeah.
and Endai packed enough can-do attitude for all of us?
Yes, that bag has everything we need and quite a lot more.
Quite a lot.
That's true.
Maybe we can make a shelter out of a boat.
It is watertight
That's right.
on one side.
Don't really know where you're going to get the boat from, but that's fine. You guys ready to go now? Anybody need anything first?
Now I kind of feel bad about keeping Endai from packing a bunch of those chairs into the bag.
Where are the chairs? Chairs?
The one that tried to eat you?
Oh, that was not a chair.
Very
Then
true.
you don't know what they're talking about.
No, I do. From the yes, I do, because I touched one, remember?
Oh, yes, you did touch one, dude. That's
Did.
right. That's right. That's right.
Uh-huh.
Never mind. My bad. I'll edit all that shit out.
I didn't want to sit in those chairs.
All
Some people want
right.
to sit in them twice.
I mean, we're also 50-50 on chair sitting as well around here.
We're 50-50 on setting. Okay.
Well, yeah, because Indi almost got eaten by one, and then Echo had a super marvelous trip in one. So
Oh, true. Though it was terrifying while they were sitting on it.
The big chair.
Yes, the big chair. Did you sit on it?
I saw it. Wouldn't I sit in it? I'm anti-chair. If that's the chair we're talking about.
I was able to sit in it. That's why my eyes look like this now.
It's a
Looks
faint
deep into
little,
her
like,
eyes.
moonlight colored glow around their eyes.
And if you're getting very close, a scent of cinnamon.
Ooh.
I think Dash kind of looks at Finn and he's like, "And we don't really need chairs anyway," and just kind of like sit down into a air chair, like, "Hey, we're good."
I okay.
I think we should take a complete anti-chair stance. I think they're great in some aspects.
I hate to see this group so divided.
And so we're
Over
in this
chairs.
conversation as we walk and not before heading out.
All right, I assume that you all are traversing southward as you are conversing amongst yourselves.
Traversing.
You know, a good armchair in front of a
Traversing.
fire hits the spot.
Absolutely. That's my ideal reading
True.
scenario,
A chair
truly.
nap, though. A chair nap is topped by no bed.
When Echo starts, when we talk about the chair trip that we have, Indi had a sort of a trip as well. Does he associate that with was it the same scenario?
You can make an insight check.
Okay. That's a 10.
10. I mean, they're both in space.
In
They are.
space.
In space.
Happy.
That's all you got. Sorry.
All right, I just keep walking then.
Yeah, I assume you guys are all just walking along, talking.
Yeah. Well, as we also mentioned the chair as well. I'll walk up to like next to Gleam and be like, "Oh yes, that chair was very interesting." Gleam, have you ever encountered it or sat on it?
She just turns her head to look at you and then cocks it to one side.
The big stone chair.
She
Yes.
just turns and faces forward again.
All right, okay. I move away from walking next to her.
Yes.
Thank you.
Alagarthus was the hot elf prince. Everybody's hot in this world.
Why not?
Why not?
What time of day is it now?
It's you can't really tell. So you've actually
Still
noticed since you've
stormy?
been here. You haven't been here as long as everybody else, but the light of the sky has not changed. It's this kind of perpetual darkness that is lit by these various lightning strikes to the tops of mountains surrounding you. So you only see things in kind of this flicker of light, unless you can see in the dark, which I think you can.
I think I can.
No, yeah. And Dash can now too. Dash now can as well. So so everybody can see in the dark, and you all make your way along. Finn, what is your passive perception?
Perception 13.
13. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Just checking to know where you are ranked amongst everybody else.
Yeah.
All right. You all keep traveling along until you start to feel tiredness set into all of you. There has been no shift of light in the sky, but you can feel your bodies becoming more and more tired as you press on.
I would like to find a place to camp that's suitable for that.
Okay. Make a survival check for me.
While Inda is doing that, I'm going to ask Aligarthus if there is anywhere near to make camp.
So Aligarthus
Yeah,
is no longer
Amador.
with you.
Amador. excuse
Amador.
me.
Because, I don't really come down this way very much anymore.
That's a 9.
9. I mean, you find a couple of nooks and crannies, but there's either like a weirdly angled stone right in the middle of everything, or like the wind rushing through is too strong. Hard to find anything where you currently are.
Do I still have my 2 mastiffs with me?
I would have to look at the spell. It's summon what?
It's the 2 mastiffs that come out of the robe of useful items.
Okay.
Let's see.
Well, what about Taconite? Taconite still around?
Is that one's summon steed, isn't it? I think summon steed
Yeah.
stays until you dismiss it. So Taconite would still be around.
Cool.
Good boy.
And I'm riding him.
Yeah, it looks like you've got 2 of them with you. It doesn't look like there actually is an end time.
Also,
Unless they get murdered and eaten by an owlbear.
Are these
I better name them
corporeal?
quickly.
So they are corporeal.
Oh.
Omric's Mastiff is not. His
Yeah.
is kind of can't
Like a
find the word
spectral
that I'm
thing?
looking for. Translucent,
Yeah, it's like-
somewhat. It's
Yeah, I
kind of
guess
spectrally.
Magic.
They don't disappear.
No, it looks like they're just 2. You just have 2 mastiffs, like as animals.
Okay.
Forever.
Forever. Or until Juniper gets hungry.
Yep.
Then she can eat a spectral mastiff.
Yours is not spectral.
Oh, mine are not. Oh, okay.
No,
I thought
yours
it
are
was the other way
corporeal.
around.
Yeah, no. Omric's is not.
Okay.
So
Another question: do these mastiffs like follow orders?
It looks like it, yeah.
Okay.
From what I've
Can I-
read on
can-
Reddit.
Can I order them to go find a suitable place?
Make an animal handling check.
Okay. Because I don't think I did a great job with my own looking. That's a 18.
An 18. You explain to them what you want, and it seems like you can almost see the gears turning behind their eyes. And it takes them a second, but then both of their noses drop to the ground and they both like split off on opposite sides of the path. It takes a few minutes, to the point where you are starting to become a little bit concerned before one of them like crests the top of a rise above you and gives you a big bark down from the top of the mountain to draw your attention.
Good puppy, good puppy. Hey, let's go over that way. And then I'll just like start running toward the dogs.
I will
Everyone else gonna
follow.
Everyone else going? Leah?
Yes.
All right. You all take off after this dog, and as you're about halfway up the rise, it turns and seems to like head back down, and it winds its way through a few little cuts in a pass before it opens up into kind of this little, almost like small bowl-shaped kind of valley. It's small enough to where the wind is passing overhead instead of tucking down into it. So you have kind of the sheer walled little valley where you find a decently sized flat space where you can all spread out, and you have some protection from the wind.
Cool. Good dogs. And then I'll go over to Echo and be like, Echo, do you think that Juniper would get mad if we did the hat for the dogs?
Maybe.
Juniper looks at you and like bares her teeth, and you can hear a little growl building in her chest.
I think that's a yes. You could feed them your horse.
No, we can't do that to Bane. Where is Bane anyway?
You do not have Bane anymore. Not right now.
Oh no.
Because you got knocked out. You lost your steed.
Have we seen any squirrels or birds or mice or ferrets?
Make a nature check.
Yes, ma'am.
I like that.
No, you don't.
DM inspiration.
Don't need it for this one. 16. It's good enough.
16. There has actually not been sight of any little critters anywhere in through here.
Dang. All I have is apples, or I wanted to try to catch something for the animals. How many animals are running around here right now?
A fuck ton. There's an owl bear. There are 3 mastiffs, 2 mechanical birds. And if I'm not mistaken, you have yours.
So as we're establishing camp, Fenn's cloak will billow a bit. Hey, careful in there. And he'll lift up his tattered deep red cloak, and you see a little linen pouch slung across his chest. And out pops a black fox head. You say, oh, all right. And he pulls out a wee black fox and sets it down on the ground. It's very timid. Its ears are kind of back. It's looking nervously around at everyone.
You see Juniper's nostrils like flaring.
It's not food. I'm intimidating.
You can make an intimidation check.
Oh, 3.
A 3. She just kind of looks at you. She turns her head to you and gives a big exhale, and all of your hair like billows back from your face. And you look up, and her nose is like right here in front of you.
I'm a little nervous, but I'm not backing down. And I eat her.
She turns her head and looks at you, Echo. Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet, Juniper. We'll give it a chance.
I've stopped doing that as much because it's hard to translate into podcast form.
Opens your mouth and leans in.
All right. Juniper will give you one last like boof before you feel slightly less ripple this time before she like scooch back and like goes and plants herself between you and Echo. And settles down in her haunches.
Fen, we are becoming quite the zoo, I guess. Fen, who is this?
This is Nyx.
Nyx is their name?
Aye.
Oh,
Just a friend from back home.
was it? That's quite curious. We have just met someone named Nyx, right?
Really?
Nox.
Knox. Okay, great.
Yeah.
No. I'm very sorry. I'm a little confused. Knox was their name. Nyx is a beautiful name for a beautiful creature. I always liked cats more than dogs. And I know foxes aren't cats, but they're a little cat-like.
They're also not dogs, are they?
Quite.
I
But
don't
they're
know.
like I've always considered them a mix of both.
Yeah. Nyx will walk up towards Ree and sniff timidly at her feet.
Oh, I'll put my hand out.
She'll sniff it. Her ears
Hi,
will
little
sniff a little
friend. I promise you I'm quite harmless.
bit. I don't know. Do foxes purr?
What does the fox
Hey,
say?
Google. I'm just
What does the fox say? Quite right.
Echo's gonna
quite
lean
right in
over
that.
and Echo leans over and says to Nyx, points to themselves and Juniper, we're not harmless.
slinks down a little bit. Becomes a puddle of black fur.
Yeah,
I'll
Some
go,
little,
I'll go over
some
to
little fox yips.
I'll go over to the two to all three dogs. I just imagine that they're like kind of over in the corner, like doing shenanigans and just kind of rolling around each other. And I wanna order them to go find food. Can I do that?
You can certainly try. Make an animal
Alright.
handling check.
Okay.
It'll only apply to year 2.
Yeah, that only applies to mine. I don't have
Yeah.
control over yours. Let's see. Oh, that's an 8.
An 8. They just
Yeah.
stand there and look at you, and you can see kind of this little question mark in their eyes.
Okay. Well.
Do we have anything to eat?
I've been watching this, and I'll send a message to Taconite to head out to try to do some hunting if possible. And maybe the other two will follow along.
Okay.
If we got Taconite modeling behavior to try to like help along with the animal handling attempt.
Just like Omric. Let me look at Fine Steed. Yours is Fine Steed, isn't it?
Fine.
Omric. Yours is Find Steed.
I honestly don't remember. It's whatever allows me to summon a spectral steed.
Yes.
I think about a mile range with psychic connection.
Yeah, I think Dash would kind of go over to Echo and Juniper and just kind of slowly pet Juniper and just be like, I need some meat too. It's been too long.
Yeah, since Taconite will model behavior in die, I'll give you advantage on that roll, so you can roll again and see if you get a higher one.
Alright. Let's see. Oh, not much better. I got a 10.
10. You try again, and Taconite even starts to like wander off, but they just kind of look around at each other, and then one of them like pounces on the other one, and they go to rolling together in this little space.
Oh, they're just having a good time. They're not in a go hunt things mood right now, guys. Sorry.
Do you want Juniper and I to go hunt?
I'm gonna look for some vegetation. I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled for some mushrooms. It seems that game is few and far between. I'm gonna try to look for some. It seems damp and dank here.
It's not
As
really
soon as
damp, to tell you the truth. It's not raining. It's just windy and lightning.
I'm gonna wander off a bit to look for mushrooms.
All right. You can make a nature or survival check for me.
as soon as Finn says the word mushrooms, Indai kind of like "Ugh," like kind of half throws up in his mouth a little bit.
21.
21. You go out wandering about. You don't want to get too far away so that you can be able to find everybody again, but you actually don't see any signs of vegetation
None?
here.
Just
No,
rocks
it is
and
pure rock, rock and rock and rock and rock.
This is maddening.
Amador
Come
comes up
back
with,
and
I
say
mean,
so.
I've got the pretty sizable box of mushrooms. I could help you out with that. I cook.
Ooh.
I can cook something right now if you want me to.
Can I look at your mushrooms?
Yeah, sure. And he opens up a little box and hands it to you.
What kind are these?
I will message you out of game with all of the mushrooms. I have a list, but it is so far back that I will really have to go searching for it. Ree might have them more at hand than I do, actually.
I have some.
Yeah, it's the same kinds.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
Mhm.
can share them. We have I'll like pop over your Ben's shoulder and be like, "Oh, well, we saw a couple of these at Lorna's place. There's Butterfly Saddle and Elder and Hummingbrella and Prickle
Noggin.
Prickle Noggin. Thank you, Echo. And I think one
Dude.
more, but I don't remember that one.
I
Yeah,
don't
there
think
is a
I've-
gray one that you recognize, Ree, but you don't have any of them. And he
Yeah.
goes, oh, this one, it's called an executioner's hood.
Oh yes, we did not take that one.
Did you
Don't see
take
why
these
not.
before?
It's delicious.
Did you take the others?
Yes, we have just a couple, but Echo has them. I don't, and they may want to hold on to them.
What were they like?
Oh, we cook them. We didn't take them, as in eat
Sure. Yeah, that's not at all what I was getting at.
them.
Love that none of you get it in character.
Oh, Indai knows.
Doesn't die. Raised by a bunch of
Hungry.
goody two shoes.
Yes, we're hungry. I have dried apples and nothing else.
So great. Well,
And I think
let me
we've still got. I think we all still probably have some of those soggy court rations of that were basically just all wet mushroom
Mm.
nastiness.
Sounds like the name of a song. Oh, I
Well,
have my wet mushroom. I've got not but wet mushrooms.
Echo, I'm immediately just walking away and scouting the immediate area to make sure things look secure or, checking the perimeter,
very
trying
nice.
to make these people.
Make a perception check for me, please, friend.
Oh yeah, favorite terrain.
Favorite terrain.
My best thing ever. Perception, we said.
Yes.
That's a 23.
23, very nice. You don't notice anything that looks threatening to your immediate vicinity, but as you've kind of made your way up higher, you can take a look around and being observant of these lightning strikes that have been hitting pretty frequently. You actually notice that there appears to be what looks like a lightning rod on the top of each of these mountains. And that's what the lightning is crashing into.
I'll report to the others. Seems people are directing lightning to this area. That could mean that others are around, or that they just want it to strike the tops of these mountains and leave them alone. Or there could be traps everywhere, and we have enemies at our backs. Do with that
Sounds
what you will.
very reassuring. I think
Straight
in
face.
that-
Straight
think-
face.
I think I will just sit down and start practicing my sleight of hand
Okay.
routine.
All right. That's 2 nights that you've worked on that now, so mark a little tally. By this time, when you make your way back down, Echo, Amador has finished cooking and is serving up in these little tin bowls with tin spoons. And he passes it around to each of you. Wow, it's really lucky that I carry so many of these bowls with me.
Nice.
It fits so nicely inside your cooking pot.
They do. They stack just wonderfully.
Is it
Enjoy
good?
it, friends. Yeah, it's actually surprisingly good. You think so anyway. You're looking around at everybody else and they just look over this meal. Just over it.
It's so filling.
I like how it's really consistent. You know, you have it one night and it's the same the next night and the night after that.
Once again, I pass mine to Juniper.
She sticks her face in it and has it like all on the sides of her snout and her muzzle.
I'll do
Senna's
the
gonna
same
be
thing for
humming
the
the
dog.
mushroom song to the dogs. We're just gonna be humming a new song about mushrooms, soggy mushrooms to myself while I enjoy it.
I like it. Omric, what are you doing, friend?
We're not quite getting ready for sleep yet, right? We're just hanging.
That's up to you guys. You've just had a meal.
Yeah. So post meal, which not my favorite, but still better than many that I've had in the past, given circumstances. I think I will, having put as much of myself as I did into the performance earlier today and then the long walk, retire for some solo time, doing my but before I do my usual reflection, I'm going to spend just a little bit of extra time doing a bit of additional ritual. Just since our story today came from my order, and it's just got me feeling a little bit more reflective about that. I'm going to do kind of essentially the Church of Belmondo's version of a rosary type thing, where it's a repetitive prayer experience.
Is it painful?
Only internally.
What hurts the most?
Yeah. We're not going to do like any self-flagellation here. This is strictly private with maybe like just some quiet whispering. But yeah, just a chance to reconnect with some of the less concrete parts of the faith that have been, the more imminent things recently.
Very good. What would the rest of you like to be doing before you settle in this evening?
And with flute. Nyx will come back to me, especially if we're around fire, she'll come back in, crawl into her little pouch, and I'll get my flute out, play a quiet tune that recalls the feeling of home.
Very good. Anyone else? Get the puppy.
Okay, sweet baby.
Yeah, I think Dash will look over and see Amrik doing his thing, and I think realize from the way his body language is going that he wants to stay alone in his
Mhm.
meditation. So he'll just go over, find a part of the rock wall of the near the camp where he can really just get his whole, as much of his body like sprawled up against the rock as he kind of goes into his own uh, normal meditation. And he's now trying to explore more of, now that he's gotten to this point where he can manifest this other part of his astral body, he's just focusing on kind of using it here and there in little snippets, trying to become more accustomed to what he sees through that special sight, because he knows when he saw the chair and all of the craziness around that when we were in camp before, the first time he tried to use it, he's trying to get back on the horse before he just gets so freaked out by his experience the last time that he doesn't want to become, he doesn't want to shy away from it. He wants to be able to adapt to it so that he can use it with comfort. So he's just kind of, instead of just projecting to himself, kind of in the third person over the shoulder viewpoint, he's trying to use that sight to extend his astral presence as far from him as he can get, and just kind of testing the limits of how expansive his view can be given his new abilities, and just wants to keep internalizing and stretching that part of his body as much as he can.
I like that.
Echo, I'm going to praise Juniper once again for her admirable performance before settling into a sentry's rest.
Okay. And I?
I think I'm just gonna kind of huddle up next to the pups and just lay down and not really think about anything else. Just get ready for the next thing. Just sit there and maybe just sit and
Do your sleight of hand.
do my sleight of hand, and then if I get tired of that, I'll just sharpen my daggers.
Okay.
As Indai's doing that, Taconite's gonna come
They got
over
me.
with
Sorry, I do a lot of nonverbals, but these don't play well in a podcast.
Sorry.
as Indai's doing that, Taconite is gonna come over with the belt from Omric's fancy Stoggy Court get up in his mouth to give to Indai, since Indai is currently without a belt.
Belts and chairs
Omric still
now.
has the one he was wearing when he came to this land.
Oh, it's cool. Ree already got me one. I think it's fine.
It's fully disappeared.
Oh man. Okay, no. I'll take the belt but I'll wait to put it on. I'll put it in the bag.
Nice belt.
In the bag.
All right. Anything else before we settle in for the night?
I would love to talk to Amador. That's okay. I can speak up. Yeah, we will sit down next to Amador as kind of everyone settles down. Is Gleam around?
Gleam is around. She's kind of curled up into like this kind of puddle of robes on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Still with her mask on.
Okay, but not like super close.
No, not super close.
I'll sit down. I'll sit down next to Amador and say, "Thank you very much for the delicious dinner, Amador."
Of course, of course.
I wanted to ask you about Gleam. You knew her before.
No.
Oh
I
no,
didn't know her before. No.
you've only. Oh yes, you've only recently met her, right?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Well, you know a little bit more about Endolin. Do you think that it's possible that Endolin has any kind of like psychic hold on Gleam or her sister Glimmer? When I tried to message her, I got this weird static, and I'm just concerned that there might be something else afflicting her.
Oh. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
Mhm. Well, has she done anything other than not talking and her general presence? Has she done anything weird while you've been around her?
No, not really. She's very quiet, of course, but that's all right with me. I can talk enough for the both of us. That's fine.
Yes, you're a very fun pair. Well, all right.
Think so too.
Huh. I guess she's just a bit of a mystery then. Hmm. Well, thank you very much for all your help so far, and I'm sure moving forward.
Oh, yes, of course. Anything I could do to help.
All right. Well, good night then.
Good night. Sleep well, friend.
You as well.
All right. We all settle in for the night with Echo taking a sentry's rest. Echo, make a perception check for me, please. Also, how far out does your dark vision go? Is it 60 feet?
Yes.
Okay.
$22.
22. Very nice. Okay. It's not the right music. We're not there. That's better.
I was getting
Okay.
nervous. It was going to be bum bum ba-da-da-da-dum,
Bum,
dum.
bum, bum. No,
Yeah,
it
but
just
how
needed to
far
be
does
a
your
little
dark
more
vision go?
creepy. All right. At some point during your rest, you hear a noise from somewhere at a distance. It sounds like a rhythmic kind of creaking sound.
Does it sound close?
It does not sound super close, especially with the wind and the way it kind of throws sound around here. So you can't quite tell exactly how far. You don't see anything within your vision range.
I think I'd ready my bow, but not wake anyone up yet.
Okay. The creaking sound continues on for another few minutes, and then it seems to recede. And after another moment, you can't hear it any longer. The rest of the night passes uneventfully. You all achieve a long rest, wake up, come to consciousness. Day is yours. Amador's up. He's got breakfast. Okay. You guys hungry? You need to get your protein then before we get on the road.
As soon as Fun wakes up, he's going to start doing his stretches.
Okay.
Getting limber for the day.
Echo's gonna head back up the mountain to get a closer look at those lightning rods without getting too close.
The nearest one really isn't that close to you. It's probably a couple of miles away.
Then I retract my suit.
I'll go ahead and take the food and start eating.
It's exactly the same.
I'm going to do the same, but as Amrika's eating, Taconite's going to go over and sit next to Gleam just to see how she reacts.
Okay. She's not eating anything, and she just sits there, staring at the remains of the fire.
If Taconite's going to sit down next to her and lean gently and see how she responds.
She looks down. She actually does not move, but she looks down at it, and then she reaches out a little hand, little gloved hand to Taconite. It just reaches one finger forward and then stops and retracts her hands back down to her lap.
Taconite's just going to stay there, just keep leaning with Light Snuggle as long as she seems like she's not averse to it, but also not going to force the matter.
Her head turns back to the fire.
Seeing that, we will go over to Amrik and ask, Amrik, does your church faith offer forgiveness for bad things? Is that something you can do?
I think it's something that we could figure out how to do. I'm a paladin, not a cleric. I don't know all of the rituals, and most of what we try to do is help those who are currently suffering more so than those who are in need of forgiveness. But I think we can figure out a way to make that work.
Okay. Because I'm curious about Gleam as well, and would perhaps like to alleviate their suffering. And the only thing that I can think of to do to perhaps learn a bit more about her condition is to cast Detect Thoughts on her. And I don't like doing that without people's permission.
Yep. I appreciate the thoughtfulness and the respect. I'm wondering, what have we what else when we try to check for consent first? Have we tried doing anything in writing yet? I know that she isn't speaking, but
Oh, that's true. I guess we haven't asked her to write anything. I could try that if we'd like to learn a bit more about her.
I I think to at least see if she responds, and if so, if we can get her consent, or if not, at least inform her of what's going to like what you're about to attempt, and see if there's any way to. I feel like as long as she can reach, we'll be able to get a response.
Yes, let's hope she can read. All right then. Um, I will go over and once again sit next to Gleam. I will ask, may I sit here? Oh, you're muted.
She doesn't give you any reaction.
All right. I'm going to sit down.
Turns her head
Gleam.
the other way.
Gleam, I was wondering, I am a little concerned about something that happened yesterday when I tried to message you. I got some kind of like weird static error message thing that hurt me a bit, and I'm worried that perhaps that something like that is happening to you. Do you know if anything like that is going on? And if you for some reason can't speak or can't tell me, you can write it down on here, and I'll offer her a quill and some paper.
Okay. She looks at you and she goes, shakes her head no.
No, you don't know anything about anything that's going on in your brain, head.
Her head just tilts the other direction.
Do you want to?
No response.
Well, Ree's sweating. Typically, she's so used to awkward social situations, but typically she just leaves them. Um, um, it's all right. I can do this. This is fine. This is great. This is for knowledge. Gleam, would it be okay if I cast a spell on you?
Her head tilts once more.
Reed tilts her head in the same direction. Is that a yes?
Her head kind of inclines.
Reed's just mirroring her head motions at this point.
And she like leans back a little from you with that. She goes, shakes her head no.
No. Okay. Oh, well, all right then. We can figure out if something's going on another way. Thank you for all your help. And I stand up and I walk as far away as possible.
Echo was very intrigued by that whole situation, but says nothing.
Her head just turns back to the fire.
Oh, by the way, there was creaking things last night. Everyone should know that. Should we go?
Creaking things. What?
Yeah, there were creaking noises in the night. They didn't seem to be too close.
Like a rocking chair.
Or like a door.
Is it like that?
Or was it more what
or like this, and then Fenn's gonna like do some squats and his knees are gonna creak a little bit.
No.
Endi's gonna take the fake unicorn horn and rub it against his horn bumpy horns, like back and forth, like is it like that?
Just blank face. Nonplussed.
Good use of the word.
No. And turns back to the direction they came from.
Right, you will make your way up the incline back the way that you came and eventually make your way back to the path that you had been following. And Amador like takes out in front.
I will follow.
He's sick of Indai being in front of him. Darts out before you.
I'll kind of speed up just a little bit to match.
All right, you all continue on your journey south, and we'll see what awaits you on this next leg's journey. Let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're back, and you all have just made your way back to the main path that you had originally been following before settling in for the night, and you are headed south to what is supposedly Lockberry Henge, where the Korreds dance. It's about half a day or so before there is a divergence in the path. One of them turns to the west, and one of them continues on southwards. And Amador will step up and he goes, okay, so if we're going to the Korreds, we're going to go this way. And he points towards the west path. He goes, it's going to be about another day. We'll have to camp one more time probably, but we should be there by midday tomorrow.
And then further south is the mine?
Yes, we'd have to come back here. So that'll take another day and a half or so. And then we'll go back to the path down to the south. If you want to. If you want to get to the mine, that's about about another 2 days from here.
Okay. All right, to the west then.
Okay, great. Let's get moving. And he turns down the path and starts making his way westward. And you all continue on.
And I'll kind of speed up and get in front of him this time, since he was in front last time.
What are you doing? You don't even know where you're going.
Just follow me. We're going this way.
You can hear him kind of mumbling under his breath behind you a few paces.
If I need to turn, just let me know.
Oh, no, you know where you're going, right?
Right? You want me to turn right? Okay, let's go that way then. The right. I'll start turning right.
All right, see you later. Good luck. And he continues on down the path. Right, is there anything you'd like to do as you continue on your journey?
Is there anything of note besides rocks and wind and not vegetables or animals?
That sounds about right. Maybe the wrong music list too.
Okay.
I would like to ask Amador about tactical strategies tactical strategies. Please tell me tactical strategies against these creatures we are about to encounter.
Oh, well, they're not really known to be violent except against the Briganox. They're really normally quite happy people. They have their dances and they play their games. They all come together on the full moon, have a big feast, and dance around. Of course, that's when we still had the moon.
And is there a way to ensure they will be our allies and not our enemies?
Probably approach them respectfully.
So we leave Indi near the back of the group.
I think that's a really good idea.
I heard that.
I don't
Good.
care.
Burn.
How do they feel about animals and creatures?
These
We
kind of
seem,
creatures should be okay.
I mean, obviously Juniper should be accepted, but the rest of the menagerie is new.
They're very eye-catching, that is for sure. But no, these creatures are made of stone. Your little creatures, they might be able to do some damage, but probably not a whole lot.
Very well.
Sorry, there's a weird noise outside. What would you
So-
like to do?
I'm still wondering about this creaking you heard.
If
Was
I
it
had
like
more
this?
details.
And then he's gonna bend his elbow and make a creaking sound.
I suppose I should ask my DM, does it sound like creaking knees or elbows?
It does not, no.
No. It sounded like movement, I believe,
Was it near us?
and then
Was
went
it-
away.
Oh,
I didn't see it.
weird. Are we being
Uh,
followed,
one-
do you think?
I was
One of
going to
you-
ask the same thing.
I don't hear it now. Do I? I will listen.
Make a perception check.
$18.
18. You do not hear it right now. It's another puppy. Oh,
No, I do not believe. You're welcome to stay up and see if you hear it as well.
I may. I'm curious. Yeah, I kind of let it go. It's too. I have to think we're being followed or observed.
I will have my bow ready the next time we rest.
Gonna be keeping my eyes peeled on the horizons on either side of us as we proceed.
okay. You can make a perception check as well.
Six.
6. Sounds good. You think you're keeping a pretty good eye out.
That's promising. I feel safe.
All right. You know, I'm going to travel on. Anything else?
Following Amador. Yes, I will follow.
Okay. All right. You all travel on until you begin to feel like maybe it's midday-ish, starting to get a little bit peckish. And as you kind of round the side of one of these peaks of stone, you can see the glimmer of water kind of down below in a like a smaller sort of crater lake. But Echo, you notice it first. There is like a little red pole cart sitting down next to the water. Looks like it might have a window, and there's like a black robed figure standing in between the pole bars.
I will silently indicate to my companions to look.
Can you mime that for us? Watch. Okay. I'm gonna freeze. Staff
You
at the
all
ready.
see exactly what I just described. A little red pole behind cart.
Is there anywhere to hide?
I mean, yeah, you could duck behind some stones that are around here.
How far away is this crater?
Maybe 100, 150 feet.
I'm going to hide.
Make stealth check, please.
17.
17. You feel very well hidden.
Are we moving as a group still? Have we halted?
I assume that you all have
I
halted
I stopped.
for Echo to point it out.
Should Echo, should someone go and get a closer look?
I'm gonna look at Ree and Omric.
Well, that very much depends on the approach that you'd like to take. If you'd like stealth, we too, not the people for you. But if we want to say hello, I'd be happy to go down, Amrik.
Sure. If you wanted to, yeah. Yep.
Split
I'm-
ways.
See, I'm very, very sneaky. I'd if we want a stealth approach, I'm perfectly willing.
You're with me. You two stay here with Juniper. Motioning to Indai and Dash.
Well,
If not that I can see Indai.
Dash like
You
steps
might
up
can
next to
see and
Juniper.
die.
Dash just steps up next to Juniper and says, "Hey, Juniper, do you want a new cart?"
She gives you a huff.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to approach in a different direction from those two loud ones. I'm trying to stick to larger rocks and an obstructed view.
I'm on your 6.
In Die and Dash, what would you like to be doing during this?
I'm I want to kind of be halfway in between where Juniper and Dash are and where they're going.
Okay.
Still hiding.
Well then, let's start with their stealth rolls for me, please, Fen and Echo, as you go sneaking up.
As a reminder, boots of elven kind means my steps make no noise.
Nice. You can have it with
Natural
advantage.
20.
Natural 20. In Die, you
Alright.
can make a
26.
perception check.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah.
That's a 15.
15. Echo, your stealth check.
14. No,
Okay.
no, 13. 17.
17. You have no clue where either one of them went in Die, so it'd be difficult to put yourself halfway there. You could put yourself
Okay.
halfway between you and the cart.
How many feet is that?
Maybe 50, 60.
Okay.
If you
I'll
go
do that.
halfway.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that.
Okay. You can also make a stealth check.
I'm like the wind.
Just gone.
It's a 17.
17. Okay. Dash, what would you like to do?
I think Dash is just standing there with Juniper, just like kind of amping himself up and like kind of whispering back and forth, whispering to her like, "Gotta be ready in case they need us," and just kind of on the balls of his feet, just kind of like getting ready to make a mad dash if he has to, and
Okay.
just
A
kind of
mad dash.
feeling,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
See what you did
He's
there.
just he's feeling a little. He's been feeling a little more froggy since he's in the past few days, since he's with the addition of Finn being around to be kind of from a similar background, at least as monks, and trying to come out of his funk as much as he can. So he's going beyond what is necessary to try to be overly enthusiastic about things. So he's just like taking it way too far, really. You're like, yeah, yeah.
Love it. Amrik and Ree, you guys are waiting.
I think we make our approach.
I guess so.
Okay, you guys are going to dead on approach.
After allowing enough time for folks to
disperse.
do their sneaky things. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
All right. You make your way down and towards this little lake and the red cart beside it. And as you approach, there is no physical response to you from the cloaked figure that's in front, pardon me, of the wagon. But there is a curtain, a red velvet curtain that hangs down on the side of it.
Okay. There's a figure outside and then there's a curtain on the cart. Sorry, just
That's
clarifying.
correct. Mm-hmm.
Visualizing the image in my brain. All right. As we're like still a little bit away, I'll call out, hello? Hi.
Figure doesn't react to you.
What is with people from this realm and not talking?
I will have my arrow knocked.
Okay.
I'm just ready to, with my ass kickers, ready to go, locked and loaded. Staff in
Beautiful.
one hand.
Excellent. All right. The two of you approach closer to the cart, and there is a little golden bell next to the curtain, like a button. Not a bell, little golden button.
Like a doorbell.
Yes.
A curtain bell.
Yes. Well done.
Well, I guess there's just one thing to do, and I will ring the bell.
Where are Echo and I?
Wherever you decided to disperse to.
I would assume behind a rock somewhere close by in visual distance.
Well, I would be stealthing to get close so that should our friends who are boldly going so that I would be hidden as I'm waiting, lying in wait.
I'll have a little bit more distance since bow is my primary weapon.
Okay. All right, Finn. You get close enough to where you can kind of see what they're about to see in shades of gray. But you all approach and you reach out and push the button. And there's a little like chingling of bells and chimes, and the curtains like part, like a theater curtain, if you were. And there's a little like puppet show display on there. And you notice that it appears to be a bridge connected to fog that connects to a mountain, and you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little figures upon it. And they all come like little marionettes dancing across the bridge, right? And then the scene like moves, like the whole thing shifts. And it's a scene of the throne, and there's a little marionette of Echo that comes up and sits down on it, and it like lights up for a few minutes before she stands back up and kind of jumps around a few times. And then the scene shifts again, and it's the interior of the cave that you've been staying in, and it has all of you and Aligarthus inside of it, and you see 3 of you like huddled in one corner, and there's like little murmurs coming from them, right? And then the scene shifts again, and you see the little marionettes at the little crater lake, moving up and down the columns, and lights come on and off before the paper of the lake kind of tears, and it shows a little circus, like a carnival kind of tent inside of it. And then the scene shifts again, and it shows Echo up on top of the cut where you all had been staying, the little valley, when they had moved up to the top of it, and they come bouncing back down, and a couple of your little marionettes meet her outside before it shifts again to a little mini version. There's a little tiny red wagon in it, and then there's you and Omric in front of it, and then it shows Fen a short distance away, and Echo a little further, and Indai and Dash in their little respective positions. And it all kind of like lights up before the curtains like fall back down with a little swish, and there's a little dun 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 dun, dun. And then one of the little flaps on the wagon opens up, and it prints out a ticket.
I take it.
It says good for 1 free audience with Endlin Moongrave.
Oh. Oh, well, that's
Nice.
quite interesting. Albert, I'll
The
show it
wheels
to
on this wagon start to move, and it starts to trundle off with the black-robed figure seeming to pull it.
Does it sound like anything as it pulls off?
It sounds like a very rhythmic creaking.
Ah,
Is it moving very, very fast?
No, it is moving quite slow, actually.
Okay. I'll shout and be like, I think everyone, I think it's all right to come out.
You all hear Ree give the all clear.
it's a hooded figure?
Yeah, you don't see any figures. It's just a black robe. You don't even
If
see
I-
any
if I
hands
walk-
or feet.
If I walk right up to it, can I see anything under the hood?
An expanse of blackness.
Weird.
Not at all disconcerting.
No, nothing about this whole thing is at all concerning at all, or
Super normal. This is
suspicious
fun.
or
we-
anxiety inducing in any way.
Did we all see the show?
No, not all of you. Omric, Ree, and you, Fen. You all saw it.
Do I assume I recognize the noise.
Yes, you most definitely recognize the noise.
So I'm going to approach with my bow. It's still raised.
Okay.
We were right. We are being watched.
Yeah, I think so, but I don't know if it's by this show, puppet show, marionette show, or if generally Endlin has some kind of scrying or ability to see us outside of this mechanism.
I don't like this.
I don't like it
We
at all
destroy
either.
it? Should we destroy it?
Do you think it's what's watching us?
Do you
Don't-
think? I don't know. It's just a wagon, as far as I'm aware.
Are there doors on the wagon?
There are no doors on the wagon.
Echo, should we do? Are you gonna try to, you know, miming like breaking a door down?
Onric's the one with the hammer.
Smash.
It's still just moving along at a very slow pace.
You said something about puppets?
Oh, yes. Well, when we rang the doorbell, there was essentially a puppet show of everything all of us have ever done since we've been in this realm. And then it gave me this, and I'll hand them the ticket. So a bit concerning.
Well, clearly stealth means nothing here.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Shall we destroy it?
I don't
Looking-
like this.
Pull out my flint.
Well, I mean, we've gotten perhaps the only thing we will get from it.
What happens if we
holding
push
up the
the button
ticket.
again?
Probably the same thing. Oh, I don't know.
Do we need more tickets? I don't know what that is, but
It says one free audience with Endlin Moongrave. So I don't imagine we need more than one.
oh, it doesn't say limit one per person.
I don't. Does it?
It does not, no.
I
Okay.
also assume that she knows that all of us are here, so if we needed one per person, she'd would have given us one per person.
This bitch in her games.
Also, given how much she's been able to observe us, the fact that this is all that's happened, and there hasn't been any sort of escalation of violence on her part, suggests to me that this is not itself a threat to us. And if anything, us being the ones to initiate violence against it might lead to an escalation before we finish securing the allies we're here to try to get. So I would recommend against destruction.
A diplomat. Someone's got to be right.
I prefer to think of it as pragmatism, but sure.
So onward.
So I should put my flint away.
Yes, please.
Heavy sigh.
In Die and Dash, what you guys like to do?
I'm trying to stay hidden.
You still feel very well hidden.
Yeah, I think Dash would just walk down with Juniper and join the group after watching the thing roll away, and everybody's standing there having a discussion. So he figures, everything must
We
be
did
okay.
call out. You heard her call out.
Yeah.
So you gave the all clear.
Yeah, so we'll come trundling down, trying to now shake out all the adrenaline we just stored up. And,
Nice use of the
What-
word trundle. Like that.
What direction is the cart going in?
It's moving kind of south. It is not on a path. It is bumping over all of these rocky surfaces.
Shall we follow it, or shall we continue on our current mission?
Well, we need to destroy. And then Fen will lower his voice. Destroy her, like the others, right? They're gonna.
Yes.
It's gonna take us. I mean, conceivably, it lead us to. She wants an audience with us, or she'd not given us a ticket.
We also know where she lives, and we've got the ticket. So,
And the map.
and a map.
Meh.
So my inclination is to let this thing go on its way, us continue with our current mission, and after we've secured some allies, then we go back to where we know she is,
Mhm.
and seek our audience, and not in any way start trouble.
But what if our items are inside the wagon?
Ooh.
Oh,
That
do you
seems-
feel like yours is inside the wagon, Echo?
I know it's here somewhere.
In the past places we've been, when we were this close to where they were, we could feel that overpowering urge, which would suggest that they're not. Also, it would be very weird to have them be in this particular wagon. Like, I don't know what purpose that would serve. Not that anything here necessarily makes sense, but it does. It would be a particularly odd choice.
Ben, at
I will
this, you don't know what they're talking about.
I don't have any idea. Yeah.
Nope.
I'm just looking at them and blinking stupidly.
All right, are we going to continue on to Lockaberry Henge?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I will follow.
Excellent. All right. As you all turn around to make your way back to the path, you do not see Amador or Gleam or Pollinella.
What?
Immediately draw my bow again.
Were question, were Amador, Pollinella, Gleam in the puppet show?
In the what?
Were they in the puppet show that we saw? Were there
They were
marionettes of
not.
them?
They were not in the puppet show.
All right. Interesting. I'll communicate that to everyone just as a detail. Should we look for them?
It would serve us tactically to have allies.
Yes.
But they know where we're going. And I mean, do we think that they may have just kept going while we were distracted by this little situation? Maybe they're just down the road.
They would need allies as much as we do.
Yeah, I mean, they asked us to join them when we first showed up. So
That is
Yeah.
one of our
Yes.
current missions. Usually you can hear Amador if he's close.
What would you like to do, guys? Are we going to search for them?
Where did we see them last? Or were they were back always?
Where you first spotted the wagon.
I'm going to go, Fen's gonna go investigate the area and see if there are any signs of a struggle or any traces of footprints to see if they may
Okay.
have walked off.
Whoever is taking a look can make investigation checks.
Yeah, I'll join Fen.
Investigation or nature?
Investigation. If you're looking for like tracks, then you could do survival.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking specifically for tracks to see if they went off anywhere. Ooh, 22.
12.
Okay.
12 investigation.
Ah, nat 20.
Nat 20.
I think Dash is just going to run down the road in the direction they were originally heading, burn a couple key points to, triple time it and just see if he can catch sight of anybody. He's not going to spend very much time or resources getting away from the group, but he's just going to,
Okay.
Scout
You
ahead.
can
Go a
do
little
a
ways down the road and
perception.
see.
Gotcha. You can do a perception instead of investigation if you'd like.
Oh, I most certainly would rather. Doesn't matter. It's an 11.
Indi, were you looking?
No, I'm still hiding.
All right. Omric, and who had the 23?
And
Fen. You both spot Indi, but there is no trace of any of your former companion.
we don't even see their footprints from where they were standing.
You do not.
Hmm.
It's also stone.
Ah, okay. Not like gravel or
No.
dirt.
No, it is like, I tried to explain it at some point. Do you know how mica kind of like like sheets? It's like that, only massive on a
Okay.
really big scale.
Okay.
So it's like these jagged angles and peaks.
I would like to inspect the rock.
Which rock?
Just the rocks around the big
Oh.
ass mica-like stones.
Sure. What are you looking for?
Traces of creatures that can move through stone.
Okay. You can make a nature check. Lady, I need to adjust how I'm sitting. My bum hurts. I'm sorry. Just scooch over just a little bit.
Also, if monstrosities or fae, I have advantage on survival check. Oh, that's survival checks. Is that nature? Like favored terrain? Well, first one's
Goodness,
better.
it's this hard.
With a nature?
Nature.
17.
17. You don't find any trace of anything. It's like very solid stone.
Hmm.
Were they?
It leaves a little
Real?
trail of wetness behind.
Were they real?
Yes.
But I mean, like, did they have physical forms? I mean, they made us dinner. And
Yeah.
how do they just disappear like that?
I don't know.
Were they
I'm
planned?
I'm beginning to be concerned about just that. Endalyn is a fan of the theater, so perhaps she hired some actors.
We've been betrayed. We can't trust anybody. Oh no.
I'm not jump all the way to that conclusion. I think we can allow it as a possibility, but maybe not assume that.
I am also not too concerned about them as enemies.
True.
But
Uh,
either way, we seem to have been fooled.
If there are enemies.
Full, but not into anything particularly dangerous at this moment. Perhaps they did just were taken in some way. And I'll start because I only have it as a ritual, or I will have been doing it since, like casting detect magic as a ritual in this area.
Okay. All right. I mean, sometimes it's hard to gauge because this whole place is, it is
Mhm.
what it is. It
Mhm.
is, it's all
Yeah.
magically kind of based. So it is sometimes hard to kind of filter through all of that. You do catch an aura of transmutation magic.
Okay. Interesting.
Not on any particular thing, but it just kind of, the essence of it is there.
Lingering.
Just around.
Lingering.
Lingering.
Mhm.
All right. Well, there's no teleportation or invisibility or portals that I think I can detect, but there is this. I don't know exactly what that means.
Do we
Alright.
expand our radius? Is the search another mission?
I'm beginning to think Alric was right, and we should just keep on if I understood your meaning. On our original path.
I'm gonna start slinking away toward continuing toward the original destination.
Okay. Yeah, you can make another stealth check for me.
Okay.
If
Did
you're trying
anyone-
to hide from your group, that is.
Yes.
Did anyone
I'm just
yell
trying
for
to
them?
hide in general. I think after 17. I think after the hearing about somebody else knowing exactly what we've been doing the entire time, I just kind of like changed and decided to not be visible as much as possible. Physically, that's all I can do, and I don't have any magical abilities to hide myself. So
Okay. Anybody
17.
with a passive perception higher than 17, you can still see Indai. The rest of you have no clue.
Did we lose another one?
He does that.
Oh, okay. So we shouldn't be worried.
Did anyone shout for them? If they're in earshot, maybe they'll come back.
Oh, true. I can do it.
I mean, our presence is known, so
That's true. Forgot their names. Amador, Glimmer, Pollinella, are you here?
There's no response to your shouts.
I'll throw one last spell at this situation. Can I cast a detect thoughts to try and detect the presence of creatures that I can't see?
You sure can. Detect thoughts. You don't catch anything.
Great. All right.
Ours.
Do I detect
Anything up
theirs?
here?
Just generally? I won't listen to them, I promise. Okay. Great. Well, that just had to check that box. I guess that's all we can do then.
I would like to cast Find Traps.
Oh, very nice. That's a good spell to have. There are no traps in your spell's vicinity.
I don't know if anyone's seen me cast a spell before.
I
No.
don't
Yeah,
believe so.
I think you.
Mm.
Echo, did you just do magic?
Yes.
I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know that was part of your functions.
Just relevant spells for my primary mission. There appear to be no traps here. So they were either taken, left, or turned into something. I don't know. or disappeared from existence, as Fen alluded to.
I think about this time Dash would be making his way back
Okay.
and assumingly reporting as to having not seen anything.
You didn't see anything else ahead though. No other than our group.
Nothing that stood out.
Just rocks, rocks, and more fucking rocks.
Yeah. It's great, isn't it?
No. I miss trees.
I mean,
Hard to
trees are
throw a
cool
rock
too.
at a rock.
All right. Are we going to continue following our original path?
We
I
could leave them a note.
Dear weird fairy creatures. You noticed you left.
You might want to be
Hope
more
you're
specific.
well.
There are many weird fairy creatures around.
Ree's writing it down.
Maybe not here. You haven't really come across too much here.
True.
Yet.
We went this way. And we'll draw a wee arrow. And
I'll
put a
draw
rock
an arrow.
on top of it facing. Lots of love. A lot of us. Can we just leave the note on the ground? Weigh it down
Yes.
with the rock.
Put another rock on it to anchor it.
Notice she just said all of us because she does not know. He said all of us because he does not know what you collectively call yourselves.
We could,
I'm
we could sign it.
I think I'm scribing the note if that's all right, Fen, and I'll write you'll see that rewrites the Undeciders.
The Undeciders. The Undeciders. Fucking apt. Apt. I see. And then he's gonna pull out his pocket notebook. Scribbling.
What are you writing?
And I will out loud they call themselves the fucking Undeciders. It's apt. And then we'll do my little thing to make it glow and then it stops glowing.
The ink on the page kind of glows with this golden glow before it kind of like sinks into the page and it's gone. And it's just a blank page again.
Sorry, what was that? That you just wrote and sent away?
Don't worry about it.
No.
Oh, it's just the way that my mentor back at the library back home and I stay in touch.
Well, that's very nice. And you have just been sending them updates on what we're doing.
Little notes, just you know more about it than I do. Just exploits. One entry was found another. More signs of shenanigans. Just brief
The
description
technical
of
term
your-
shenanigans.
Yeah, shenanigans. Say shenanigans again.
All right. And you're very certain that is a secure way of communicating. I don't want to be suspicious of you, Ben. It's just the fact that all of our the details of all of our lives, we're just in a puppet show.
No, it's a one-way
draw
line.
one arrow out of my quiver.
I say no, Echo. It's okay. I'm
Playing
just
with it.
No. I promise it's just a one-way line to my mentor. It's just how we stay in touch, and we're scholars. We keep track of things, and I'm just here to figure out what the corruption's about and just filling them in. Promise. You can look at the notebook if you like, and I'll hand it.
I'll take it immediately. Hand it to Ree.
Okay. I'll take a little look at it. Can I? Oh, I'll cast Identify on it. That'll be quicker.
Okay. Actually, don't. I hate
I'll
when
just
you guys
also
do this to me.
I could also just do it like an Arcana check to make sure to like
No,
verify
no,
that
it's
what
fine.
Fenn's okay. Okay.
It's absolutely fine. I will have to come up with a technical term for it. So, because we haven't really come up with that. I'll edit all this out of the podcast. But it is basically a communication device. It has a an aura of
Like
what
magical
kind of magic?
texting or
What
email.
kind of magic
Book
text?
of sending.
A book. Yeah, there we go. A book of sending.
Book of sending.
Telecommunication
Sending.
magic, the only object of its type to have that particular type of
Telecommunication.
magic.
I'm imagining it's a sending stone, but a book.
Ascending
Kinda, yeah.
scroll.
Ascending book.
Book.
But I like a book of
ascending
sending.
scripture.
I think we should just do a book of sending.
I like that. Yeah.
That's what you can call it.
And then on the
Nice.
cover, there'll be like the symbol of the library on
Yes.
the cover in partially faded and gold embossed. There's nothing exciting.
Ree, while you're doing that, you can make an insight check. And
Ooh,
then
sure.
you can make either a deception or persuasion check depending on what
Persuasion.
you're doing.
I'll do persuasion.
We don't say that.
Oh,
That's a secret roll.
sorry.
You
secret
know
roll.
which one you're doing. Whichever is applicable.
It's not gonna matter. I don't think I've rolled like a number on a die in the double digits today. So that's a 11.
11. What was yours, Fed?
It was a 9.
9.
But I'm telling the truth, I swear.
Either way.
It's just really bad fucking timing.
It does seem as if Fed is telling the truth.
All right. Awesome.
Visibly flustered and realizing I fucked this up, didn't I?
I'll look at it, contemplate it, about looking into it more than I should, and just getting information and be like, no, that's not what we're doing here. And I'll be like, it looks fine. It's honestly a very interesting piece of magical item. I've never quite seen anything like it before, Fen. So I think I trust you, and we should all, eyeing Echo, trust him. And I'll give it back to you and like step closely and give it back to you, and I'll be like, I will take your word as a scholar, but if you betray us, I will cast fireball on you and all of your order. Right.
As you should.
Rare Echo smile.
Yeah. Dash is like, well,
I will fireball you and all of your order. Where's my phone?
I would now like to sneak up behind Finn.
Great.
You managed to sneak up behind Finn.
I won't say anything.
Quote.
I won't.
Do I
won't
notice
speak.
them?
Make a perception check versus your stealth check. That's the word.
Oh, okay. It was a 17, and do you want me to make a new one?
No, that's
I
Okay.
rolled 17.
Ooh.
ooh, rollies. Just roll a d20. Just roll a d20.
All right.
19.
19.
13.
13. Yes, you notice him.
If Endai just kind of comes up right behind me, I'll like grab my staff and like start and go to like hit whatever's behind me. And then when I notice it's him, I'll pull off and won't strike. Fucking hell, where'd you come from?
Hey, when Ree gets mad, there's cause to intimidate.
You can watch me next time I write. Next time I put in an entry. You'll see. There's nothing that interesting.
I'm just gonna smile, put my arrow away, and give Juniper some pats.
Can I see the book?
Sure. Please don't destroy it. It's the only way I can stay in touch with home.
Okay.
I'll hand it to Endai.
I'll open it. I'll look inside and I'll say, "Does this say shenanigans in it?" And then I'll put it back, and then I'll give it back.
It does. Following you lot, it's in there a lot.
I'm sure it's just. I'm sure it's. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sure if it's just what we've been doing, it's not that interesting. I don't know who would want to listen to a story about or read a story about just us going through these realms trying to find our items.
Some of those you've had encounters with have fairly interesting reports and interesting things to say about you lot.
But we've never completed a mission.
Well, I mean, we found 4 out of the 6 of our items.
Mm-hmm.
We've murdered 2 really big bad people, and
We've saved 2 realms from utter destruction.
Have we completed
Gestures.
our primary mission?
Not primary mission, but we have completed a lot of the sub missions. And I hold up the piece of paper that I've been keeping track of our missions on, where there's then there's some cross off. I'm like, look, we did that. We found Will of the Feywild. We got the Boggle Oil. The only things we still need to do is recruit the miners, get our items, teach you to surf and take a vacation, and discover Zizbelna.
Surf.
Those are our missions. There are also other missions I have yet to complete. So I suggest we continue.
And look at all the animal friends we've made along the way.
They're all piled up in a big pile together.
Ree makes a note to herself to learn the Find Familiar spell.
I want a little friend.
Echo, I'm gonna gesture at the direction we're intending to go, looking directly down at Fen. After you.
And will salute and boldly march forward, showing that he fully trusts the people standing behind him not to shoot or cast fireball, even though he's slightly pissing himself.
And just to be on the safe side, Pomrick is going to fall in right behind Fen, just in case anybody else gets twitchy. And as we're walking, it has occurred to him way too late to do this. He looks up just to see if there's anything like flying overhead that might have made off with the people who disappeared.
Did we not think about that?
Make a perception check with disadvantage. It's been a while.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to follow and hide at the same time.
You can do one or the other.
It's a 22 for me.
22. You do not see anything flying. It's kind
of... Turns out the name that might have been overhead 15 minutes ago is no longer just hanging out with our friends.
Look, we looked up. We had to have looked up at least once.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I didn't. Yeah, I'll be slightly faster than my walking pace.
Okie doke. Dash, what are you doing during all of this?
It's having a little bit of a anxiety attack because now he latched on to the whole, like, now he's trying to put the pieces together of things that have been said and like Ree's experiences with her, when she had done her exam, tried to do her messaging to Gleam and all of those other poor interactions that have happened in her, mind protection or reverb stuff, all of those things. And now he's just like trapped and he's too stupid to make a lot of logical connections. So he's like grinding up against his intellect, going, okay, there's something here. There's got to be. And he's not at all smart enough to figure out what it might be. So he's just kind of like spinning inside his head and just like marching along, just kind of following everybody and just rolling over the facts in his mind, trying to make some kind of sense out of things.
Very good. All right, are we going to march on in our originally intended direction?
Yes.
Very good. All right, you all continue down the way. A moment. All right, you all continue down along the way, and after a few more hours of travel, there is a kind of boulder-strewn plateau that on top of it stands a circle of 8 megaliths. In the center of this henge is a small checkered game board with stone playing pieces resting on the ground near the dying embers of a campfire.
Having flashbacks to Ron Weasley atop the night. And
That's exactly where I went.
It's just a
page?
game board.
Yeah, certainly just a game board.
Does Fen recognize the game?
Are you going to approach and take a look at it?
Yes. I'm gonna stay at least 20 feet away from the edge of the board.
Hard to tell from that far away.
How big is the board? Yeah.
I'm sorry?
How big is the board?
Maybe 2 feet by 2 feet.
Okay. I was thinking it was a massive.
Yeah, it's sitting on kind of a vaguely like a flatter rock that could serve as maybe like a table or a chair possibly for somebody much bigger than you.
All right.
Everyone.
Like Echo.
And then I'm gonna turn to the group and say, guys, there's a chair up here. It's canon now, y'all.
And I will immediately hide.
Make a stealth check.
I thought we established that we were decidedly neutral on chairs.
Neutral or anti?
I'm not as opposed to chairs as I once was.
Now that someone tried to eat it, the others have given you insight.
Yes.
And
17.
I'll approach. I'll get closer to the board.
Okay.
I'll go with Fen.
And you feel very well hidden. The two of you that are approaching the board. It is like a checkered board, and it looks like a game is kind of in progress. You can make a insight check.
Ooh, 24.
24. No.
Wow. 9. I got a 9. I rolled a 3. I got a 9. And also just one more thing
Change
is that
your
the funny thing is these are 3 new dice. Like these were 2 that my roommate gave me because she just had them when we were cleaning out, and this is a set that somebody gifted me. So I guess they're all terrible. Every single skill check we've done also have been things that I'm proficient in. So I have these crazy advantages to them. Not advantages, but like bonuses to them, and they're just not working for me today.
I'm sorry, Rhea.
That's okay. That's all right.
I think Dash is gonna like kind of circle, try to do like a perimeter of the hinge while they're doing all of this stuff. Just
Okay.
Trying to do a loop around and make sure that there's nobody hiding behind one of the pillars or anything like that.
Cool.
Yeah, I'd
You can
like
make
to.
me. You gonna go with it too?
I like to do a perception too. If I
Okay.
can.
Well, if you're actively looking for something, it's investigation. If you're kind of
Okay.
like staying still and taking in your surroundings, that's more perception. You get what I mean?
That's what I'm
So-
doing, but he can be active about his.
Okay. So you guys can make your checks investigation. Fen, you actually have not seen this game before, but it is really similar to a game that you played back in your order. And it takes you a moment as you kind of look over the board, but you actually notice that one of these sets of pieces could end the game in one move.
Oh,
They're little stone pieces. They're two different types of stone.
do I want to be right or do I want to be cautious? And I'm
That's
gonna
up to you.
look at Ree. I'm saying it out
Winners
loud.
stay winning.
I'm gonna say this out loud, kind of to myself, but like looking at Ree and like reaching out a finger.
Ree is trying to like comprehend the rules of this game just by looking at the board and is very confused.
I no, go
Echo
ahead.
is checking the perimeter.
Okay. You can make a if you're just kind of scanning, then you can
Yeah,
make
with my
perception.
bow. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. What did you guys get, Dash and Indie?
I got
We'll
an
come back
8.
to you. Finn. An 8.
I got a 20.
A 20. Very good. All
32.
of these megaliths that are standing around this plateau, there's 8 of them, and they're kind of like hexagonal. And they're all made of a different type of stone.
Each one is different.
Yeah, each one of them is different. Hang on. I'm not playing which ones they are. So there's one of especially Dash, you would know this. There's one of shale, chalk, flint, granite, slate, basalt. Is that right? Basalt? Did I
Basalt.
say that
Basalt.
correctly? Basalt. Basalt. There we go. Obsidian and marble.
The chalk one eroded.
It is not.
Pristine.
Are the pieces made of any of the materials that we see?
Yes, they are. Hang on. I'll find it.
Hey now, hey now.
Gotta look
This is
around.
a dream. It's all made. I feel like I'm in a dreamscape right now. Like this is a dream I've had. Move
Oh my
away.
god.
But it's probably a bad idea.
Little deja vu there.
Little thing.
One of them is shale and one of them is chalk.
The piece that I'm
pieces.
just hovering, moving slowly, and what's the piece that's gonna end the game?
The shale.
And then I'm just gonna kind of like grimace and shrug and move the piece into position.
Okay. There is a grumble and a rumble in the stone around you. And you turn your head towards where the sound is coming from. And there is a small little creature about your size made entirely of basalt. She's got like this crazy long hair on one side, but it's really short on the other. And she comes out of it with her hands clapping. And she's like, I told you I had the game. And one of the other ones, the one made of chalk, rumbles a little bit. And one of it's a very similar little figure made of chalk comes out. And he goes, oh, I can't believe I lost to you again. The first one is like, you know you always lose. This is why I'm in charge and why you're not. Thank you, friends. I told him I had him in one move.
Hi.
Hello.
Ree, do you reckon what's
Well, I have about the same information as you do. Hello. Are you, is it all right that we finished your game for you?
Oh, absolutely. It makes him look even more ridiculous. It's wonderful.
Is there a reason you had us finish it for you and you weren't playing the game yourselves?
Oh, no. We were just warned you were coming, so we ducked out of sight
by
until we
who?
could
Who warned
gauge you
you?
out. Do you think I leave my home undefensible?
Ree, do you think they know the puppet master?
Maybe, perhaps. It seems like we are very, very visible here. Uh, well, uh,
Nods.
right. Well, I will say that, of course, it's always good to defend your home, but we mean no harm to you. I'm
Oh,
assuming.
we know. It's fine.
Okay. Um, I'm assuming you're the Korreds?
Oh, yes, we are Korreds. I am Argantal of Shale. This is my cousin, Jagu of Chalk.
Hello. I am Ree of Half Elf, and this is Fen.
Of Forest Gnome.
And there are more of us, which I'm assuming you know.
Oh, we do. Yeah, tell him to come on in.
All right. Everyone, like, you can come on down once more.
I've been hanging with the menagerie this entire time, so I'm just gonna come with all the animals.
With the herd.
The herd. Argantal was like, oh my goodness, you travel with a menagerie.
Yes, we seem to have collected one.
Yeah.
That
Nyx is
is
gonna pop her
impressive.
head out of my cloak too.
Oh my goodness, look at that. Hello. And her little stone finger like comes out towards the little thing. Just a little boop. We don't get many creatures around here anymore. It's nice to see them.
This
You're
land does
not a
seem
creature. You're perfect and smarter than everyone here.
land does
Did you
feel very
know?
desolate.
It is now. But you should see it when the sun shines.
When
It's
does
been-
the sun shine?
Oh, it's been quite some time now.
Hmm.
I'll sneak in and ask them when was the last time it did shine?
She looks at you and is like, hello. Hmm. Time is a construct, really. It's a big ball of wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff.
What was the event
Time is
that
a
made
soup.
that made the the sun go away?
Oh, it was definitely when Zybilna was captured.
Mhm.
There were a few days afterwards, but then there were some rumors about the bitter end, about something about eclipse or destruction would happen during an eclipse. So she just kind of blacked everything out.
We're talking about Endolin, I assume.
Oh, yes, that is what some call her.
What kind of soup is it?
It's a time soup.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
like, is it like a stew, like a chili, or like a chowder?
You have to start
No,
with a
probably
crude.
something a bit thinner. Maybe like chicken noodle with the
Mm.
length. the strings of the time.
Mm-hmm. A ramen.
Bree's writing all of this down in notes about the Feywild.
Something
Never heard
with
it described that way before.
plenty of gelatin in it to really give it that
Right,
wibbly wobbly.
right. But we don't have the gelatin anymore, so this is what we're left with.
Interesting.
You said some would call her Endolin. What would you call her?
Oh, we just call her the bitter end.
The bitter end.
I love it.
So I'm assuming you're not fans of Endolin.
Oh, no, not at all. Nor her little compatriots, the Briganogs down in their mine.
Are we fans of Natasha? Zabilna?
Sibilna, yes. I don't know this Natasha. You speak up. And you all hear this little like tink, 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 tink from somewhere off in the distance. It's like a metal on stone sort of sound. And looking around at Argental, her face kind of like twists in this rage, and she's like, "That's them!" And she picks up a boulder and absolutely hurls it through the air. I mean, it travels hundreds of feet. It is seconds before you hear the sound of it landing, but you do hear the sound of that metal on stone sound cease immediately after that.
When Fun sees her launch it, he goes, "Woof," and then raises his staff and kind of gets into a fighting stance and looks in the direction of the metallic noises.
Echo already has their bow drawn. Arrow not.
She turns back to you and she says, "Don't worry about them now. They'll retreat for a while."
They?
The Briganogs.
Why were they coming to you?
Oh, your sound has really shifted.
Mine has.
Yes. Might want to check your microphone settings, see if it's changed.
Shouldn't have.
Sometimes computers do weird things.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Sorry, techno break.
Is this better?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds
Yes.
better.
Yeah, much
I wonder
better.
if my laptop mic was like pressed into
Yeah.
position.
It happens sometimes.
Why
It's
are they
okay.
coming?
Oh, they're just mining. They're stripping this land of its material.
And doing that
besides large-
for the bitter end.
Yeah, of course.
Besides
what are-
the large boulders hurling through the sky at them, what are their weaknesses?
Proving nod.
What do you mean?
Well, how do we defeat them without huge rocks?
Oh, the Briganogs. They usually just run to the castle. There's a secret tunnel in there, and they're hiding her designs.
That's
They're hiding her designs for new mechanical devices up at that theater of hers.
Do you know what these devices are for? I mean,
Oh, well, she supposedly uses it to power that device to see into the future.
so. Have you seen her? Well, I'm assuming that it belongs to her. But a red cart that goes around with a creepy-looking robe driver.
We've seen it pass by, but we haven't interacted with it.
And how did you know we were coming.
I'll trust you enough not to spill my secrets. I have a perimeter, shall you say. When somebody steps over it, I get a big gust of wind. Races through here.
It's very clever and subtle.
Thank you. I did it myself.
You haven't happened to see a large dandelion man and a bee and a quiet person with a moon mask come through here as well?
Oh, I can't say that I have.
All right.
Or a puppet show cart. Sure.
Is that what the cart is?
Apparently.
We've seen it. But we stay as far away from it as we can, and we usually just step back into our stones, wait for it to pass by.
That is an elegant solution.
Thank you.
I'd love to learn how to sneak into stones.
It is a very useful thing to know.
Would you like to be our allies and help us defeat this bitter end person?
Oh. In what way?
In that we're going to defeat her. We have plans to the castle.
Plans for
Will
the
you be our
castle.
ally or at least not our enemy?
Will you give me a moment, please? And just step outside the ring of circles. Ring of stones.
Sure.
Can talk.
Nod and leave the circle. With Juniper.
I'll sleek over to the obsidian stone and blend.
You can make a stealth check.
25.
Now I have to get a dice out. Don't do this to me. That's a 12. I need a 20. There's a 20. She looks over at you and she goes, out.
I'll put my head down and walk away.
Sorry. As soon as you all step outside, you kind of feel this, especially you, Ree, you feel this kind of almost like a surge of energy that comes up and engulfs the stones. And you can all see this kind of bluey, translucent kind of field dome bubble that settles over this henge. And out of the other 6 columns step 6 more of these small stone humanoids, all of them made with whatever the stone was that they stepped out of. And they confer for a little bit. You do see them like also looking at the game board and moving a couple pieces around, and like somebody takes out a flask and hands it around a little bit while they're just kind of like, it almost looks like they're just chit-chatting in a way, mingling. But after maybe a good like 10-15 minutes, the other 7 step back into their various stones, and Argantel is just left there, and this kind of power shield drops with almost like a kind of popping noise that seems to ring out a little bit in this crater. And she waves you all back in.
I'll step forward.
Yes.
Same.
Mhm.
Okay. We have decided to help you if you help us.
With what?
I saw that, Michael.
Reciprocity at its finest.
You go to the mines and remove, pardon. You go to the mines and remove the Briganox. And we will help you.
You mean kill them?
If you
Let's
have
not
another
put words in her
alternative.
mouth.
That's not what I said. You don't have to kill all of them. Maybe just remove them in whatever way you deem fit.
Maybe we should huddle up.
One moment.
Of course.
Hey,
Wasn't
hey,
that already
Reed,
what
can you make a shield like they made?
I don't think it'll have the same effect, but I can make it look like we have one. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I'll minor illusion a bubble around
I was
us
gonna do
that
the
does
same
nothing.
thing.
Just a little bubble around,
The
just
two
around
of
us.
you
It's not as big.
working together, you can make the illusion of the bubble and the sound that it created.
Mm.
A little poof. She looks very impressed.
I suggest we gather more information before
And she
making
doesn't look as impressed as soon as she hears you talking. And she kind of steps away.
That's a whisper. Whisper.
I like hum loudly. I'm like, this background noise.
What did you? Wasn't the goal already to go into the mines and what
To
weren't
find the
you already
secret
planning to?
passage.
I mean, we should probably understand both parties before we make a commitment as to who is our true ally in this battle.
I agree that we should learn more about the Briganox. I know what it's like to be in a mining community with a bad boss threatening to make you do what you don't want to do. And so I'd like to learn more about this situation, figure out how we might resolve it.
And I know a thing about unlikely allies.
And
You
she
can
said
teach
they.
them about the union.
Well, our friend here said they don't seem too aggressive. They tend to run away.
How would we get them out anyway?
Maybe we help them leave. Maybe they want to leave.
I think we at least go to the mine and investigate.
And I think they can hear all of this.
Yep. I'm not trying to be stealthy about that.
That's for
So do we
farm's
just
sake.
agree that we're going to remove these people without?
No. Gather more information.
It seems like extra steps.
Missions is not now. To read.
Your mic's gone weird again. Stop it.
At least to gain a tactical advantage.
How's that?
Mhm.
Literally didn't do anything but mute and unmute. How many missions is that now, Ree?
Oh, well. Looking through my actual notes. That would be, I guess we can't do that one anymore. 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be our 5th. But to be fair, this is a submission of the overall 2 overall missions, which is find out about Zybilna and get our item. So I feel like it's connected.
Recruit allies is also a submission.
Yes, there's like a branch of it over there. Vigorously
like a
drawing arrows.
A 2.1.b
Subsection
situation.
Z.
So we
Roman
go to the
numeral
mines.
4.
Yeah.
To the mines.
I mean, we go to the mines, we investigate, we figure out how we can make sure that the Briganocks stop bothering the Korreds.
We can agree to
need
come up with
someone-
a solution.
Yes.
You're gonna need someone who can hide very well.
I'm assuming we're all doing this.
Hiding?
No, I don't hide.
I don't like.
I'm stealthy.
I'm right, don't hide.
Yes, maybe the Briganocks will be the people who our stealth is an actual advantage against here in this place.
So
Wouldn't
we
it
got
be dishonest to say that we'll find a solution?
They just need to leave the mines.
okay. Let me handle this, and I'll go.
No,
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 we do
I'll go
this
right up
together.
to I'm gonna go right up to him and talk to him, and say, "Okay,
I will follow.
we can't promise. We can't promise that. I'll just walk right outside the illusion. We can't. Oh, oops. We can't promise that we're going to remove them, but we can do everything we can to make them want to leave."
I grab the back of his collar.
No, get off. Get off me.
Mm.
I'm talking.
I will
Don't touch me.
strength check you over this.
Would you like to contest it?
I'll contest it, but I'm not going to use
All right.
my strength.
You can make a dex check, and Echo,
right.
you can make a strength
You're
check.
Just a strength.
So strength check.
Go down. Just straight strength. Okay. Yeah. 20, dirty 20.
Dirty 22.
Oh, he slips it.
Now stop it.
He does not speak for us.
She'll like hold her hands up and she goes, "How about this? You find a solution, and we
This we can
will
do.
assist you."
This we can do.
That's what I said. Ugh. And I'll just walk away.
She'll stick her hand out in everybody's general vicinity, waiting for somebody.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll shake a hand.
Shake her hand and she goes, "Wonderful." And she claps her hand together and there's like a boof through the ground beneath all of your feet. And she goes, "We haven't done this for a very long time, but I'm very much looking forward to it. It's for you, my friends, and for our solution." And like there's steps like Korred after Korred after Korred until there's probably like 25 of them in this little ring of stones. And they begin like hooping and hollering and banging on drums and singing and stomping their feet in this little dance
Party
that
time!
moves around in circles. And
Ben
the
immediately
lightning
gets
continues.
Ben
Go
is
ahead.
gonna, as soon as the music starts, Ben's got his flute out and is playing along.
Excellent. Make a performance check. And Argantel, she looks up at all of you and she gestures you to come with her. And she turns her back and like falls into this little circular dance that moves around the center stone of this henge.
I'll join and do a little dance of my own.
Excellent.
19.
Make a performance check.
19.
What was yours? 19. You pick it up really quickly, as it's kind of this repetitive, heavy drum beat, and you're just kind of filling in this little harmony that goes along with it. Pretty damn good.
That's an 8.
An 8. Maybe not as graceful as you'd like to be, but you, oh, what is the word? Balter. You balter.
I'm picturing Elaine.
Amrik and Echo and Ree. This has happened really quickly, Echo.
This escalated quickly.
Gonna move a little closer to Juniper and follow, walking with Juniper immediately beside me
Where are you walking to?
in the direction Argenta,
Argantel.
Argantel. Yeah, excuse me.
Yes. Are you going to dance? Or are you just going to stand with your owlbear? I'm here for it either way.
I am not familiar with the concept of dancing. I'm
And
familiar with
they'll
the
say,
concept.
"Do the
I'm not
robot."
Not a robot.
What's a robot?
Yeah.
Do the not a robot.
Free American Dash.
Reese sees dancing and immediately steps away and out of the circle. Just is like, oh, like we'll appreciate the beauty that's happening and be like, oh, that's really really nice. If she's backing away, how lovely.
Yeah, I think Dash is just like on the periphery, like with his back leaned against one of the monoliths, and he's just kind of like standing there, kind of doing the, the introverted a party, kind of bobbing his head along with everything. Maybe patting his thighs a little bit to the rhythm of the
Dash,
music.
there is food and drink here. They have meat. Little kebabs.
I think it's as soon as he notices that, he starts in that direction.
Rock people
They are
And
freely offered.
and I think he would grab it. I think he would grab like a couple for him and like 4 or 5 of them, and then go over and to Echo and
Pocket
be like,
kebab.
hey, finally we can give our girl some meat. It's not much, but and
I agree.
just offer
You noticed
them
that
up
when
to-
you took them, Dash, it did not decrease the amount that was on the plate.
Oh,
It just went boop, 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 boop.
then I think as soon as he handed him off, he would dive back towards the table like it was like that's where the real party was.
Nice. It's really good. Super tender.
Yeah.
Seasoned well. Fresh veggies on there too.
He's tempted to bamf out his arms just so that he can have 2 more to hold food with.
I love it.
Can I walk up to Argentina and
We're not doing this.
Fuck you, says Amy.
and ask if there's if we can take as much food as we want?
She goes, of course you can.
Okay, I'll immediately walk over to where the meat is and start just like one hand going into the bag, other hand going into my mouth. Bag. Bag.
One for you, one for me, one for you.
You catch a couple of looks from a few of these Korreds.
And I'll just mouth full like, I asked first. I asked, and they said it was fine, and I just keep doing it.
Amrik and Ree? Oh, we already hung to the outskirts. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Will Bob like try and clap along?
Yeah. Umric is the clap and toe tap level of engagement with this. Umric is not going to be like rushing into the dance. Also, in my head, this is very Jim Henson.
Yeah. Yeah,
Is this
absolutely.
Fraggle
Yes.
Rock?
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
similar, yes.
Mm.
I was
Fraggle
gonna
Rock
like
kind of
more
shit.
Labyrinth than
Yeah.
Fraggle Rock, but yeah,
Yeah,
like that kind
that
of vibe.
too, yeah. That whole thing, that vibe, yes, very much so.
Mm.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, the party rages on for quite some time. There's food and drink and some awkwardness, some bad dancing, and some good music. But it does continue on until you all start to feel tired. And Arganto comes over to you and she goes, "You're welcome to stay here in the Circle of Stones tonight if you'd like. You'd be protected, you'd be safe."
So we're all separated and kind of doing our own thing.
Yes.
Is the party winding down?
No, it's not really showing any signs of winding down. It's still going
Um,
pretty strong.
Ain't no party like a Korred party. The Korred party don't stop.
I guess I want to try to find some of my new companions. Fen wants to find some of his new companions that to chat.
Yeah, they looked up at you. And they're like, "Hey, how are you?"
Sorry. Of the Undeciders. They're new to me. No, all good. That was vague. So we're all very scattered right now, and all of us are very engaged in the celebrations, or not in Reed's case, who's just not into it.
That's
Okay.
full observing.
Yeah.
And I'm largely peripheral. I'm probably grabbing a kebab or two once we get a little bit further into the festivities, but
I'm just following Juniper around.
She is happily at the table of food. She like grab one and then grab a hold of the end of the stick with her paw. She put it down on the ground and then she yanks everything off of it. And there's just a pile of sticks next to her and just growing and growing and growing and growing. She is very happy. She's got a big smile on her face and her eyes are a little droopy. So she's just eating and eating and eating and eating. She's getting that tiredness in her eyes.
And as usual, I will be just keeping an eye on the happenings in case something involving violence needs to happen.
Yeah,
That does happen sometimes.
I think Indi and Dash are literally just posted up at the meet with doing like a full I Love Lucy scene of just, we're just alternating hands. Like as soon as the things fill up, we're just, it's just four hands grabbing stuff just constant.
Who's cooking
meat.
meat?
What's
Is it
that?
just Is the meat just magically appearing?
Yes, you don't see anybody actively cooking anywhere.
I want one of those.
It's interesting that the
It's
food
delicious.
magically appears, but the trash doesn't magically disappear. It's a
Can you press to
fascinating
designate the trash to
choice.
be recycled and composted.
That's probably what they do.
Okay.
There's a little like one of those, I forget what they call them, the little metal cups that they have in
Ramekin?
restaurants. Well, I was thinking like in the back in the kitchen, the tall metal ones they put the utensils in.
Oh
But
yeah.
there's
Yes.
just one of those that we're just shoving sticks in, and every once in a while the sticks just disappear.
That's canon. That's what's happening. If you put your
Probably-
sticks,
Whether somebody
In the
comes by
dishware
and picks
thing.
them up and we're just not paying attention, or they're
occasionally disappear. All right. The
Yeah.
day continues to go on. The party continues to continue. and you all move on into the late hours of your night, surrounded by the laughter and music and rhythm of it all. That's where we'll end for tonight, friends.
Oh.
All right, we ran a little long tonight, but
And
it
I
was awesome
definitely
to
do
play
say
with.
that if Dash saw Finn approaching the table for meat, he would totally make room for him
Yeah.
to be able to get
For
in there.
If you can get past Juniper.
Good luck with that.
The wings spread out.
All right. So, well, thank you everybody for listening. Check us out on all social media platforms as Endless Night Gaming. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. So, take care of yourselves and we'll see you then. All right. Say bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.